Hey tankers, welcome to another episode of Beginner's Guide. Yes, Beginner's Guide. I have another episode for you here, guys, and it's about tungsten shells, help or hype. We're going to go ahead and break them down and talk about it. Now, for the tank I'm going to be using for this is the 53 TP. Don't ask me to pronounce the name of the tank because I'm just going to go with 53 TP. There's no way I'm pronouncing that Polish name, sorry. Anyways, so my brother Coach Mike and I have been debating whether these tungsten shells are worth using. Hard to tell. Even after doing 15 games with them and 15 games without them, it's hard to tell. I'm showing you here, so on the Top Gun, the average damage is for AP shells is 420. And here it's talking about the tungsten shells. Shells with a tungsten core deal 105 to 125% damage. Now the way they write that is kind of misleading. It's more like between 5 and 25%, not 105 and 125%. If you do the math on that, it's definitely, there's a difference. So anyways, as you saw at the beginning of this game here, this is without tungsten shells. So basically the experiment was this. I was going to do 15 games with and 15 games without using tungsten shells. Now, yes, you can see in the bottom right corner, I have tungsten shells installed. I did not reinstall and then install and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to use these. I just made sure I didn't use them on games, and I did use them in games, just to kind of keep it random and not be focusing one or the other. And basically I wouldn't really decide until I got into the game and decide, yep, I'm gonna use them this time, or yes, I'm gonna, or no, I'm not gonna. But just to try and keep it random, so I wasn't trying to favor one over the other. So let me tell you, across 15 games without using tungsten shells, I did 29,642 damage. And I fired 79 shots to do that with. That averages out to 375.2 damage per shot. If you remember when I said a minute ago, the average damage for the Top Gun on this is 420 damage. I didn't get anywhere near that. In fact, don't mean to spoil it for you, but even with the tungsten shells, I didn't get anywhere near that. Average damage is supposed to be average damage, and if it crossed 79 penetrating shots, and I guess I need to specify that, I'm only tracking penetrating shots. I am not tracking shots that just shots fired, because that would skew everything. Only penetrating shots. Now, some of the low factors on there is if you fire a shot and you finish off a low hit point tank for a kill, like somebody else did right there, that's going to lower your average damage. I suppose a better experiment with this would be to take and track 40 penetrating shots, individual, not counting a game, and make sure they're full hit point hits and track them that way. That would be a shit ton more work. I guess if we have controversy on this and we have arguing about it, I can do that. It would take a while to do, but I can give it a try. Anyways, so we could see there that that's a lot of difference. I mean, 375, that's like 45 points lower than what it should be. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's 45 points lower than what it should be. It's amazing. I don't have an explanation for that. I'm going to tell you my thought, and I've talked about this with Coach Mike. My thought, to be truthful, is that Wargaming has, you know, they set things that it's supposed to be an average damage. Anyways, here, let's really quickly talk about this. So I did 2,888 damage in this game, and I fired, I got 6 penetrating shots in that, and I did not use tungsten shells. Excuse me. This match, I will use tungsten shells. Okay. So what I was saying was, I don't remember. Whatever. Moving on. Regardless, my thought is that Wargaming, you know, they set things to be like an average damage of where it should be averaging out at. Here I am. I fired, you know, out of nearly 80 penetrations in the first game, or in the first without using it. I don't do it. It doesn't average out. So I think Wargaming has done something to try and low roll the average, that they've skewed things. It wouldn't, I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility that they would do something like this to try and make the tungsten shells look better. I don't know, but definitely I'm seeing a lot of fluctuation in damage, and it's been at every tier. The tier 6, the tier 7, and now the tier 8. The damage very much fluctuates, and I'm going to tell you that you don't average what it's telling you that you should. You don't average it. So anyways, moving on. So with using tungsten shells across 15 games, I did 28,760 damage. Now you're going to say, wait a minute. That's about 1,000 less than with them. Very true. Or without them. But I only did that in 69 shots. That averages out to 416.8 damage per shell that I penetrated. That's a 41.6 damage increase. And overall, percentage-wise, it's a 10.5% damage increase. So I know I'm getting towards the end of this video. So weighing those out, you kind of have to look at things. And I know this ends up like the video I did about the Yo, which gun's better in the Yo, the 3-shot, the 2-shot, you know, the high alpha, the low alpha. Kind of ends up in the same situation. I can't tell you definitively that one is absolutely better than the other. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to leave them on my tanks. I've started playing the tier. I just bought the tier 9 this weekend, and I've started playing that, and already I'm noticing a higher percentage jump in damage with tungsten shells in the game today. I hit for like 515 and 521 and 2 shells with 1 reload in there from one usage of the tungsten shells in a game. And so I'm noticing that there is a difference in damage there. I'm sure that as the tanks get higher in tier and do more damage, that we're going to see a bigger difference in using tungsten shells. Maybe once I get the crew done on the tier 9, the 50 TP, the production model, maybe I will do something along the lines of what I was talking about with measuring 10 shots or 20 shots with and 20 shots without. Excuse me, god damn it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll average that out to see with that. So, you know what? That'll be another video coming up. I definitely going to do that. I like that idea. So with the tier 9, I will do that. We will see coming up in the next week or so 20 shots with and 20 shots without tungsten shells at a tier 9 tank. Okay, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, good luck and good hunting.